Hello everyone and welcome back to Mehak's Language Lounge. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important novel of our British fiction, Joseph Andrews, written by Henry Fielding. Now, why is this novel important? Because Henry Fielding is called one of the fathers of the English novel. Joseph Andrews was published in 1742. And it is known as one of the first picaresque novels in English literature. A picaresque novel simply means a story that follows a hero on a journey, moving from place to place, meeting different people, and facing different situations. Through this novel, the author shows us the good and bad sides of society. In this video, we will cover two main things: the major themes of the novel, that means the big ideas the author is talking about, and the second one is the important symbols, means objects or images that carry a deeper meaning. We have 4 themes and 5 symbols to cover. So, let's get started. Theme number 1: affectionate, vanity, and hypocrisy. Now, what affectionate, vanity, and hypocrisy means? Let's break these 3 words down simply. Affectionate means pretending to be something you are not. Vanity means being too proud of yourself, especially about how you look or your status. Third one is hypocrisy, means saying one thing and doing another, showing a fake face to the world. Henry Fielding uses this novel to criticize false appearance. Many characters in the novel, like Lady Booby, act very religious or very respectable on the outside, but their real behavior is selfish. Through this, Fielding exposes social hypocrisy. He is telling his readers, don't judge people by how they look or how they talk. Look at their actions. This connects to the bigger message of the novel, that true virtue is more important than status. A person's real goodness matters more than their title, their clothes, or their manners. That is why we call this satirical portrayal of society. Satire means using humor, exaggeration to criticize something. Fielding is laughing at the fake, polished upper class society of his time. Simple example to remember: think of someone who acts very sweet in front of you but talks badly behind your back. That is affectionate and hypocrisy. Exactly what Fielding is criticizing. Our second theme is virtue versus social class. This theme directly continues from the first one. Fielding's main point here is very simple. Virtue is not determined by wealth. In other words, being rich does not automatically make you a good person. In the novel, we see that goodness exists among common people. Characters like Joseph Andrews and Adams are not rich or powerful, but they are honest, kind, and moral. On the other hand, many wealthy characters behave badly. Fielding also shows that nobility is shown through actions, not through birth or title. A person becomes noble by how they behave, by helping others, being honest, and standing up for what is right. So, the final message is clear: moral worth is greater than birth. It does not, it does not matter which family you are born into. What matter what matters is the kind of person you choose to be. Simple example: a poor farmer who helps a stranger in trouble is more noble in Fielding's eyes than a rich lord who ignores that same stranger. I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next one. Our third theme is town versus country. This means the city versus the ruler, or you can say village life. In this novel, London represents corruption. The city is shown as a place full of fake manners, greed, selfishness, and moral decay. Characters who spend time in London, like Lady Booby, Lady Booby Circle, are often shown as dishonest or morally weak. They were morally weak people. On the other hand, the countryside symbolizes purity. Here you can see London represents corruption and countryside symbolizes purity. The village and rural settings are shown as simple, honest, and morally clean places. Fielding suggests that nature restores moral values. When characters move away from the city and into natural surroundings, they seem to reconnect with honesty and simplicity. The final idea here is simplicity leads to happiness. A simple life close to nature and always away from the artificial show of the city brings more real satisfaction than a fashionable city life. Simple example: think of how quiet village life is. With less pretending and less competition, can feel more peaceful than a fast, showy city life. Our fourth and final theme is charity versus greed. Fielding shows us again and again that compassion is rewarded. Compassion is rewarded. Characters who are kind and generous to others eventually receive good things in return. Whether that is friendship, help in crisis, or simply peace of mind. On the other hand, greed destroys humanity. Characters who are selfish and only think about money or self-interest lose their moral character. Greed makes people cruel and blind to others' suffering. Fielding makes an important point here. True charity is selfless. This is very important point. True charity is selfless. Real kindness is not done to gain praise or reward. It is done simply because it is the right thing to do. Finally, the novel connects this to religion by saying that kindness reflects Christian values. Remember, Adams is a clergyman, and his true goodness, not just his religious title, is what makes him more moral role model in the novel. Simple example: helping a stranger without expecting anything back. That is true charity. Fielding respects that far more than empty religious talk. We have now finished all four themes. I hope all the four themes are clear to you. Let's move on to the 5 important symbols of the novel. Our first symbol is the road and the inns. Since Joseph Andrews is a picaresque novel, the story is built around travel. The road becomes a symbol of life's journey. Here the road becomes the symbol of life journey. Just like a road has many turns, ups and downs, life also has many unexpected events. The physical journey in the novel represents a moral and emotional journey too. As the characters travel, we see that characters develop through travel. Joseph and Adams plus Fanny all grow and learn important lessons as they move from place to place. In this symbol, 3 characters are involved: Joseph, Adams, and Fanny. The inns, like a small hotels along the road. The characters meet strangers, face conflicts, and get cheated or helped by different people. These moments reveal what people are really like. Through all these encounters, moral lessons emerge. Every stop on the journey teaches the characters and the readers something new about honesty, kindness, or human weakness. Think of the crown and scenes, small stops on the journey, but full of important lessons about human behavior. Our second symbol is dress and disguise, meaning clothing and appearance. In the novel, clothes hide true identity. Characters often use fine clothes to look more important or respectable than they really are. This connects to the idea that appearance can deceive. Just because someone is dressed well does not mean they are a good person. Fielding constantly reminds us not to trust outward appearance. The important lesson here is that reality is more important than fashion. What a person truly is, their character, matters far more than what they are wearing. That is why dress becomes a symbol of social status, a way people pretend to belong to a higher class than they actually do. Or you can say symbol of pretense. Simple example, a person wearing expensive clothes may be still dishonest inside, while a simply dressed person may have much better heart. I hope this is clear. Let's move to the next one. Our third symbol is the cudgel, a strong wooden stick like a simple weapon used for protection. In the novel, the cudgel is mainly used by Adams. Interestingly, it becomes a symbol that clothes hide justice, meaning even a simple stick used by a good man can protect justice better than the law does in same situations. The cudgel is also a symbol of courage. Adams uses it bravely when he needs to define himself or others. More importantly, it represents the protection of the innocent. When innocent people like Fanny are in danger, the cudgel becomes the tool that saves them. Finally, the cudgel shows the strength of ordinary people. You don't need to be rich or powerful to stand up for what is right. Even a simple village Adams with a wooden stick can be a hero. Simple example. Think of Adams defending Fanny from the attackers with his cudgel. A very ordinary object becoming a symbol of real courage. Let's move to the next one. Our fourth symbol is the birthmark, a small strawberry shaped mark on the body. The symbol plays a big role near the end of the novel. It represents divine providence, meaning it shows that a higher power or fate is guiding events towards justice. The birthmark becomes the sign of true identity. It is used to reveal who Joseph really is. And this discovery changes the direction of the whole story. Through this symbol, Fielding shows us that justice ultimately prevails, meaning that in the end, truth and fairness win, even after many misunderstandings and hardships. Finally, the birthmark acts as a kind of reward for virtue because Joseph has remained honest and good throughout the story, but revelation brings him happiness and resolution. Next symbol is our fifth symbol, the Aeschylus manuscript, an old book of Greek classic writing that Adams carries with him throughout the novel. This symbol shows us that learning meets reality. Adams is very intelligent and full of classical academic knowledge, but again and again this book learning with the real messy world around him. It also shows that classical ideals face practical life. Adams' pure idealistic view from ancient literature often clash with the practical, sometimes harsh realities of everyday life. Fielding is making an important point here. Education alone is insufficient. Simply reading books is not enough to prepare a person for real life. The final lesson is that wisdom comes from the experience, not just from books. Real understanding of the world comes from living through situations, making mistakes, and learning from them. Simple example: Adams' cherished manuscript sometimes gets damaged or forgotten in the middle of real life problems. A gentle reminder that life often teaches us more than any book can. The triumph of comic epic. Let's now bring everything together in our conclusion. Joseph Andrews shows us the triumph of virtue. Despite all the challenges, misunderstandings, and hardships, the honest and good characters, Joseph, Adams, Fanny, come out virtuous in the end. Throughout the novel, satire exposes hypocrisy. Fielding uses humor and exaggeration to criticize the fake, class-obsessed society of his time. We also saw that the journey brings wisdom. The physical journey on the road becomes a symbol for a deeper journey of moral and emotional growth. And finally, we can confidently say that Joseph Andrews is one of the finest comic epics in English literature, combining humor, adventure, and strong moral lessons in a way that was very new for its time. So, to summarize everything we covered today, 4 themes: affectionate and hypocrisy, virtue versus social class, town versus country, and charity versus greed. 5 symbols: the road and inns, dress and disguise, the cudgel, the birthmark, and the Aeschylus manuscript. These themes and symbols work together to make Joseph Andrews a rich, meaningful, and still very relevant novel, even more than 280 years after it was written. That's it for today. That's it for today's Joseph Andrews session. If this helped you for your exam preparation, don't forget to like and share this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.